is a book review of Babies in Black, the story of Astrid Kirchherr and Stuart Sutcliffe, Arne Bellstorf. And this book is from Self-Made Hero, came out in 2011, 215 pages, and it's in black and white all the way through. And of course, titled Babies in Black. Obviously, the people are in black, lots of the people are in black, and I really love this story. It's a very, very decent story. Obviously, a nice story, an interesting story about the early Beatles, and of course Stuart Sutcliffe and Astrid as well, and their romance. And it's beautifully drawn, perhaps very simplistically drawn. Now, it's not drawn in a realistic, super hyper realistic style. Now, I'm certain there are books that do that story in that way. Also, of course, there was a film, or number of films, of course, of the Beatles, the Silver Beatles. Anyone that loves the Beatles will, I am certain, know the story of Stuart Sutcliffe and Astrid. And I don't think I came away from this learning particularly a vast amount about it, but it was a different point of view in the story. And I thoroughly enjoyed all this. Some people put comments saying that they didn't recognise the people, which I found slightly unusual because I recognised Stuart Sutcliffe from this. Now, of course, if I hadn't got the book and someone push it in front of me and said, "Who is that?" I would go, probably not. But you know because of the title, so you know who it is. And likewise, the Beatles themselves, I think the Beatles, Paul McCartney, George Harrison and John Lennon look as they did roughly. Back then I recognised them from these drawings. And when I've seen photos of the period, I think it's been captured fairly well in this. It's 215 pages, very good story all the way from 1960s, and I love that period. Set it obviously in Hamburg, as the Beatles go from a variety of different establishments, also some of the other bands that are involved in the period as well, and some of the music as well is mentioned. It doesn't particularly show a vast amount of Hamburg, particularly. I mean, you wouldn't reckon from the drawings of houses and restaurants and cafes, you would come away thinking, I understood. But there is obviously a little bit about the Reaper Barn, etc. Now, of course, that has changed completely from obviously the 1960s. I'm certain that, well, maybe people go there and recognise it, but certainly whenever you look at pictures and you look at it now, it is very different. But good story. Obviously, you've got the artistic side of Stu. And the one thing I did learn from this, which was quite nice, was obviously the person that was running the school that he was trying to get into, the college. It was interesting. Edvard Palazzi, which was quite good. So I didn't realise that. So that was something that... But the book, overall, I found it very enjoyable. I said I didn't come away from it that I've learned particularly a vast amount, but I did find in the hour or so that it took me to quickly read through this book, I enjoyed it, and it was a good read and recommended.